Hey guys, welcome back to another Doraya Heavenly video, and if you didn't know, I'm Doraya. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Okay, now that you're subscribed, welcome to the family. If you're not new, welcome back to the family. And today's video is a one-on-one conversation. It's a one-on-one conversation between me and some of y'all's president, and he's not my president, but he's your president. And you know, this might take away some, again, this might hurt a few people's, you know, hearts, and like, you talking about Trump like that, he's the best person ever. Don't come with me with that stuff. I ain't mess with you. But you know, he's a president, and he's only president by law. Like, that's literally it to me. He ain't my president, you know what I'm saying? Bring Obama back, you know what I'm saying? Here we go with this video. It's very heartbreaking that I even have to make a video like this. Like, when I was writing this letter, I was like thinking to myself, I feel like an activist, you know? Like, I feel like I'm doing something. And I mean, let's just keep it going. I'm reading it off my computer, so don't judge. Dear Mr. President, my name is Doraya Heavenly. I'm 15 and living in America. But not only am I living in America, no, sir, I'm living in America as an African American female. I'm making this video to share my rage, but only in a peaceful way. I'm making this video to tell you my thoughts on this whole situation. Some might say she's too young to understand. She hasn't been through what we've all been through. She's washed out. And they're right about some of these things. I haven't been through everything they've been through. At a very young age, it was brought up to my attention on how to respond to police brutality. At a very young age, I was taught that to be an educated African American female in America was a blessing. At a very young age, I had to learn right from wrong, what not to say, and what not to do. Mr. President, what did your parents teach you at the age of 6, at the age of 8, at the age of 10? What did your parents teach you not to say, not to do? And as you think about this question, I want you to think about, have you ever been stopped by the police over nothing? Have you ever been handcuffed and put in prison over nothing? Have you ever been dropped to the floor and had a police on your neck with his knee over nothing? Tell me, Mr. President, how do you plan to solve the world's problems? Tell me, did you have a plan coming into the White House? Tell me, Mr. President, what do you want to see? I am an African American female living in America, living in a white neighborhood with a good family, and I've been blessed with a great life. But for my black community out there, they are suffering. We are suffering at your hands. And it's heartbreaking. It's wrong. Mr. President, I can read you without even meeting you. It's my gift. And do you want me to tell you what I see? When I look at you, I see a bully. Someone who wants attention all the time. I see a person who said the White House would be a great opportunity to get the spotlight on him, only him. I see a person who thinks that once this coronavirus is over, the spotlight will be back on him and nothing else. Have we taken that away from you, Mr. President? Have we taken your spotlight and put it on something more important? Is that why you're angry with us? Is that why you have every cop cornering us? For the color of my skin, that makes me a thug. For the way I act, makes me a thug. For the way Hispanics came into our country, that makes them immigrants and rapists. For the way that Asians are brought, that makes them a virus. Dear Mr. President, what have you done? What have we done? You say make America great again, but my question to you is, when was America ever great? When you came up with the slogan, did you do your research? America was never great, and let me tell you why. We had slavery, segregation, we have people dying for no reason, Mr. President. You don't know? Didn't you know that there is blood on America's streets, on every block, on every road, on every hilltop, on every corner? You think every black person is a drug dealer. Wearing a hoodie in the dark makes me a drug dealer. Buying Skittles from the store, oh, he must be selling cigarettes or something illegal. So we use guns as the answer. You came in this office saying, I will protect everyone except the Hispanics. We're going to put them over a wall. That should have been a sign to the U.S. people that you, sir, are no president. Because not every Hispanic is a bad person. Not every black is a thug. Not every Native American is a savage. What we are, sir, are people. If you were to ask me what my race is, I'm going to tell you it's human. There's only one race, and that's the human race. You ask me what my ethnicity is, and sir, my answer will be African American. My height 5'1", my age 15. Dear Mr. President, when is enough ever going to be enough for you? When are you finally going to step down and say, I'm sorry, I stand with you? But instead you sit up in your cozy tower and say, I am privileged. You know, you are completely blind. You tell us American people, if we are not white, if we are not rich, if we are not privileged, we are nothing. We have no soul, we have no right, we have no being here, we have no power. You overmind us, Mr. President, and that is fine. Do you know why? Because one day, America is going to see real black power, and we are tired of being silent, being peaceful, being respectful. 300 years of this mess, 300 years of us being quiet, 300 years of us being peaceful, 300 years of us being undermined by our presidents and our people. I feel like this is the Hunger Games. I feel like we have districts. Each district is a different race. The police feel offended by the black species. Get over it, because we ain't going nowhere. We built this country from the ground up, Mr. President, until y'all stole it from us. So if the looting starts, the shooting starts, Mr. President. And that should have been a rule a long time ago, because we just taken lessons from you, the white men. I'm scared, Mr. President. I'm scared that I might not make it. I'm scared I could be next. You know your presidency is doing wrong. When I have to go from asking, how could this happen, to, am I going to be the next black person to get shot? You know you're doing something wrong. When our questions go from, am I next, to, what about my children I'm going to have 20 years, 15 years from now? Mr. President, I have a 6-year-old brother who's been through enough crap in his life. I need my streets to be fresh. I need my brother to be able to walk down the street in a black hoodie without worrying if the cops are going to pull up on him because they think he's a drug dealer. I need my brother to be free, to feel free to do whatever he pleases. I need my brother to feel safe in his own skin, no matter the color. So go on, Mr. President. Tell me, what are you doing in the White House? Tell me if you think what you're doing is right. We're not going nowhere, and that's a fact. And if you think what I'm saying is wrong, get over it. Because you can pepper spray us, you can knock us down, you can tear gas us, but every time you turn your back, 5 more of us come back, and we are never going to be silent again. We had Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. We had all these great inspirational African American leaders, activists. History is repeating itself, and I'll be darned, because I will live to have children, and my children will live to have their children. We ain't going nowhere, and you can bet on that. Now, Mr. President, I'm going to read you a list of names of a few black people that have been beaten, abused, shot by the police, and I need you to think, is there something I could do to change the cycle? George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Michael Brown, Keith Childs, Betty Jones, Kevin Matthews, Michael Noel, Leori Browning, Roy Nelson, Miguel Espinal, Nathan Pickett, Tiara Thomas, Cornelius Brown, Jamar Clark, Richard Perkins, Michael Lee Marshall, Alonzo Smith, Anthony Ashford, Dominic Hutchinson, Lamontes Jones, Rayshawn Cole, Patterson Brown, Christopher Kimball, Junior Prosper, Keith McLeod, Wayne Wheeler, Levante Biggs, India Kager, Tyree Crawford, James Carney III, Felix Kumi, Ashlams Manley, Christian Taylor, Troy Robinson, Brian Day, Michael Sabby, Billy Ray, Samuel Du Bois, Darius Stewart, Albert Davis, Sandra Bland, Salvador Ellswood, George Mann, Jonathan Sanders, Freddie Blue, Victo, LaRosa III, Spencer McCain, Kevin Boyer, Zamil Crawford, Jermaine Benjamin, Chris Jackson, Kevin Higginbotham, Ross Anthony, Richard G. Davis, Curtis Jordan, Marcus Clark, Lorenzo Hayes, D'Angelo Stallworth, Daquan Graham, Brandon Glenn, Reginald Moore, Nuan LaRoche, Jason Champion, Brian Overstreet, David Felix, Terry Lee Chapman, William Chapman, Samuel Harrell, Freddie Gray, Norman Cooper, Brian Acton, Darrell Brown, Frank Shepard III, Walter Scott, Donald Ivy, Eric Harris, Philip White, Dominic Wise, Jason Monlin, Bobby Gross, Denzel Brown, Brandon Jones, Ascari Robert, Terrence Moxley, Anthony Hill, Bernard Moore, Nay Vincent, Tony Robinson, Charlie Luendo, Laurel Gatewood, DeAndre Dorsey, Thomas Allen Jr., Laval Hall, Calvin Reed, Jerdal Moise, Terry Price, Natasha McKenna, Jeremy Lett, Kevin Garrett, Alvin Haynes, Artago Damon Howard, Tiano Menton, Andre Lerone Murphy Sir, Leslie Sapp, Brian Pickett, Frank Smart, Matthew Ajibad. And the list goes on. It goes on, Mr. President. Do you know how scary it is to live in a world where your list goes on, and that's only the victims of unarmed Black men and women of 2015. So, dear Mr. President, what are you doing up in that White House? I bet it's not as important as what we're doing down here. And to think these are only the victims of unarmed African Americans of 2015, man. I can continue the list, but I would rather not, for it is too long. Stop killing us. Stop abusing us. Stop treating us as if we did you wrong. Justice, peace, and of course love, that is what we need in the world. I do not want to grow up, better yet, my kids to grow up in a fearful world. Would you want that for your children? I wouldn't think so. But yet you sit there allowing what is happening to happen with no remorse in your eyes or your heart. So for the last time, Mr. President, what are you doing up in that White House? You tell us to stop complaining. You tell us to be the bigger person. You tell us that honoring someone of our color, we're doing it wrong? You telling us we doing it wrong? No, you're doing it wrong, Mr. President, by not doing anything at all. Get over your pride, get over yourself and your white privileged life, and come fight. Do something. You may not be my president, but you are other people's presidents. And they're just as wrong as you are if they don't support us, because you don't support us. So, dear Mr. President, what are you going to do? What do you want to see? How are you going to change? Because I ain't changing for nobody. And you can bet on that. The end. Bye.